Hey guys, Josh Jordan here, founder of Prehired, and today I've got Ashon Wilson in Raleigh, North Carolina. He's been through the program. He's got tons of interviews he's been through, great job offers on the table. Ashon, go ahead, start by telling everyone a little bit about your sales background before Prehired.
But hey, Josh, it's great to be interviewing with you. So a little bit about me, my sales background. So I started with, funny enough, while I was in the Marine Corps, simultaneously doing network marketing. I've also done life insurance. I've done door-to-door sales for Verizon, countless other companies. I've done all kinds of different sales, car sales as well. So pretty much any type of like major sales that you know about, I've probably done it. But that's pretty much a little bit of history of my sales altogether, about 5 years total of what I've done in the past.
And so that sounds like a lot of B2C sales type, where you're selling to consumers, not really inside sales, virtually selling to other businesses. So you've got a lot of experience in outside sales, B2C, but not so much B2B. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Not very little in B2B.
Okay, so that's your background. You found Prehired. And, what was it that made you want to go ahead and get started with us, or even get into B2B sales? Because that's a transition to B2B sales, or to start, selling software specifically. Tell everyone what you're thinking about that kind of stuff.
Well, honestly, I didn't really consider it at all as an option because of the fact that I didn't really have the sales background that a lot of sales companies were looking for. But then when I found Prehired, obviously that was something that really changed because of the fact that it allows you to do that with very little sales background in software sales.
Now, so that's why you wanted to go through our program. But right now we're still a younger company, not even a year old, but we're actually on track. By the end of this year, we'll be the largest sales boot camp in the world. And by 2019, we're on the road to 1,000, which is to get 1,000 folks into six-figure software sales careers. So this is a big mission that we're on. We're just now starting out. And although we have tons of success stories and 96% success rates, sometimes a lot of people, when they find Prehired, they're like, oh, this can't be real. Like, they don't understand exactly maybe what we do. They have doubts. And I know that you said earlier you had some. So tell everyone what was going through your mind too, both good and bad, when you found us about, is this going to work for you or not?
I guess like everything else I had done when it comes to sales, in terms of, if it's going to work or not, my main concern was the fact that it could have been a scam, like all the other things I've seen. All the other sales courses I might have spent money on as well, and just people in general that you meet in the sales industry that tell you things like that, and it does sound too good to be true. Whereas this wasn't the case with this course here. It was a lot different in terms of like it was a lot more simple. It was a lot more straight to the point, and it really teaches you exactly what you might not even know about software sales, even that it exists really.
Well, okay, so it teaches, and that's the other thing that I find too. We get a lot of new salespeople, but we also get experienced salespeople like yourself, 5 or 6 years, and we've actually got people as many as 40 years sales experience in our program. But the thing is, they don't know what they don't know. If they've never sold software before, we get a lot of people on here thinking they know so much, but when they actually go through the program, they realize how much they've missed out on and had no idea that if they could have just gotten maybe a 20% increase or bump in their skill set and their abilities, they would be able to get these great sales jobs in tech. So when you went through the program, I mean, what was that like? What were some of the things, without naming specific companies, but what were some of the things you learned in the program, and how that impact your ability to getting interviews, job offers, and all that? So tell us about that experience in the program.
Well, I would say the automation itself is what made so much of a difference. Because of the fact that you can apply to so many more jobs than you normally would be able to, and you're getting access to some top level, executive level people. For instance, like I've had interviews with CEOs, vice presidents, CROs, just all different levels that I've never.
These are tech companies, and Ashon, these are tech companies that you want to work for. These are hot, growing tech companies. You're getting the C-level leadership to pay attention to you and interview you. Were you able to ever do that before this?
No, absolutely not.
All right, and so now you've been able to get the top leadership to pay attention to you, interview you. You've gotten offers on the table. Tell us though, what are some of these companies like? Give some examples for people that don't know what some of these software companies are like, because they don't realize that there's more than just the Googles and the Facebooks of the world out there. There are tens of thousands of great tech companies growing, got lots of great revenues, and they do really cool things. So give them some examples right now.
Just to name a few, because I've just in the past few weeks worked with so many. Just like the first one that comes to mind would definitely be Skill List. So they have a system that makes the hiring system anonymous, which makes it so much easier for you to get hired based on just your skills. Actually got some contract work from them, so that was pretty cool. Another one as well would be Pendo. So Pendo was another one that kind of might be my dream job as well, because of just the whole setup that they have. They don't keep track of PTO, casual, dress attire and whatnot. And so all these companies as well have great base salaries plus commission. So that's something that I've also noticed about software sales. A lot of companies all have that, going for them. Very relaxed setting as well. Another one would be Prehired. So this is a company that allows exactly what it says, peers to grade each other. So say you're in a college course and you have professors who can't get to each student, to kind of help take that burden off of him and to make it a lot easier for students overall to learn, you have peers grading each other. And so those are just some of the companies that I've been working with lately. A lot of great experiences with these people as well. Very, very down to earth, and interview process is just super, I'm not going to say easy, but a lot more simple than what you would normally see with other companies.
Yeah, and if you were to estimate, Ashon, since being certified in science-based sales and finishing the program, within how many weeks do you think you were able to get interviews and job offers or offers on the table and discussion right now done? So how long has it been? 6 weeks, 4 weeks for you? Like, just give us some numbers to paint a picture of the results that you've been getting and you're still getting right now.
I would say, honestly, from the time that I actually started, it was only 3 weeks. From the time that when I really started getting some serious interviews. But within the first week after I started, I had gotten an interview. So I think overall, in terms of interviews what companies actually wanted, it took 3 weeks, but to actually get interviews started, period, it was in the very first week after I got certified. I was starting to get a lot of interviews from different companies just from using the system.
Great. Ashon, there's others like yourself, like prior to joining us, that were considering us. They had some doubts, but they're still on the fence. I mean, what would you say to anyone who's checked out our webinars, they've looked at our videos, or they've maybe even looked at other interviews like this that we're on right now, live interviews talking about your experience. They've done their research, but they're still on the fence and about Prehired. I mean, what would you like to say to them?
I would say if you're on the fence about it, then you definitely got to just at least take a chance on it, look into it for sure, because I've probably spent thousands on things that didn't help me out, working with people who didn't really care about me. And it was a lot of it was a waste of money. I spent way more money just trying to figure out what it was I wanted to do. And a lot of the things were a waste of money, but this isn't. And so if you're still on the fence about it, at least try it out. Worst thing that could happen is, you find out you don't like it. And in the best case scenario, you're in a situation like myself and a lot of other pre-hired students, and we're all doing exactly what we want to do right now. Absolutely just loving life, So definitely take a chance.
Ashon, thanks for sharing your story, and good luck on your final negotiations with companies we won't name because they're still in that stage. But I'm excited to kind of see what you decide to do, since you've got a lot of options right now.
Well, thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. I'll keep you posted.